Hello guys, welcome to Free Automation Learning channel and my name is Chirag. Today we are going to see a new feature in our low code API framework. So in this video I'm going to show you how we can store our data from response, and if I need to pass any hard code variable, so how we can perform in API testing. So sometimes we need to pass any value through when we are doing a testing for any workflow, so we need to pass some data, and there is chance where we fetch data from the response and we store data in variable, and then we just use the data in upcoming test cases or request. So how we can perform in this framework, we will see that in this video. So this is my tutorial page, and in this page they have given two way how we can store our data. So you can say see, there is a one way is store response variable, okay, and there is another way identifying variables. So what it does mean, they mention can create a new variable with value for and store the value utilized for further API execution steps, which I already told you. We can create our variable and we can use that variable in later execution. So how we can do, just copy this column and open Excel. So I already copied that column name, and here what I do, I just create a new. So what I'm doing here, so there is a I'm just execute get request on this URL. So here I just create a new variable. So let me name this new ID is my variable name, and now here I will pass a 3. Okay, so what it does, it will do create a new idea variable and just store a 3 value in it. Let me save this. Now what I do, I just create a new test case. To save the time, I'm just copying and pasting here, and here I mention our test case name 2, and I do not need this, so I just remove this. And here what I do, I will pass my new ID and this. Okay, so this is the thing. So what it will do, it pass 3 on this URL and we will get the result. So what result we will see, let me show you on the Chrome, and we will see after the execution. So 3 does not have any response, so let me first, okay, so let me 5, so we have a 5 data. Okay, so 5 ID has data, so let me change this value as a 5, so we will get this data. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm just creating a new variable which is new ID and passing that variable in our URL, in my URL, through this syntax, and then I will run this. Okay, so let me open my Eclipse and let me run this first, then we will see. So what I am not executing test 3, so just click and run as test ng. So this way we can store our variable and we can pass that variable with data in execution step in runtime, so that we can just do API testing more powerful way. So this has been passed. Let me refresh my target. So my test case name is 8. So 8 folder has been created here. So let me open a feature file and we will see the feature file here. So you can see that, okay, here it is passing a new ID. And let me open feature file, report overview feature.html. so you can see we have 10 steps and 10 has been passed, and this is my steps and this is my data where you can see. So what I performed two test case, one test case and second test case. So one test case is pretty simple, so we will see a second test case. So you can see that here we are passing 5 on this URL, and here you can see that we have passing a 5 here. So it shows that we can successfully just create a new variable and pass where we need to use that variable. So we can use that variable where we need to use, we can pass that variable. So this is a one way where we just do a hard coding. Okay, so there are some scenario where we need to fetch the data from a response. So how we can perform in this framework? So in this framework there is a store response variables. So in store response variable, let me open first the documentation here and we will see what they have written here. So you can see store response variables can create variable with the value from the response, okay, using JSON path or XML path. So what type of response you will get from the server accordingly to you can pass. So what I do here, I just copy this and open my Chrome, and here, so what I do, I just fetch this ID, and after fetching this ID I will use this ID to execute our further step. So what I do here, I just this I store. So what I do, I just write response ID, and here they mention that just pass a JSON path. So for this we have a JSON path is ID, so I write this ID here, and same way what I do, I just copy this ID, variable name is res ID, and pass over in this field here, okay, and save it. So what it do, it will do that it will get the data from the response and store on this res ID, which is a variable name, and we pass that res ID in our URL. So what it will do, it will hit the same request because we are getting IDs 2, and it will pass the ID 2 on the URL. So let me open the Eclipse and change the test case name here and save it, and I will run this and we will see what will be the result. Okay, so they also change how we can execute our API runner. So we will discuss this later. First we will see how we can fetch the value from the response by using JSON path, and then we will see new changes which has been come. So my test cases has been passed. Let me refresh this, and I got folder 9, and let me open a feature file which is created, and here you can see that res ID is displaying here. So let me open my report. So I will open overview feature report on Chrome, and you can see all test case has been passed, 11 steps has been passed, and here for a third step, if I open this, so you can see 2 has been passed here. Okay, for first step, if I open this, you can see that they are clearly mentioned and store the ID value of the key at res ID. Okay, so they store the ID which is true in this rest ID, response ID, and I pass that response ID on the URL, and I'm getting this result. So all has been passed. So this way we can just use our variable and we store that variable. We create our variable and we store the data, and we can use those variable in later for the workflow testing. Okay, so for this in this video we have seen how we can store and create our variable and store the data. So if I will go their Maven repository, so they have released a new version which is 1.30. so in this version they have changed the API runner. Okay, so this is very useful way how they changed. So they make a pretty simple from the previous. If I open my old if I open my old runner, so this is my API runner in previous we are using. So you can see we are using this, we are just listing the test cases, then there is the some method we are calling this. But now in new version they mention that okay, you can create a list, array list, the test case which you want to execute, put that test case in that list, then create a object of API executor parameter. So in this parameter you will get a different methods which you can easily pass, and it is more understandable. Means in previous old API runner we have 2-3 steps which we are not able to we are not able to get much understanding by going through that code. But in there you can see it's simply understandable. Okay, here we need to pass our array list where we have to pass our test case. So I have a test case on test1 Excel, so I put that Excel here, and in which folder you want to generate your all files feature file. So all this feature file is, and what will be the report title, so you can mention this report title here. Okay, so first we will create the object of API executor param. After that what we'll do, we will create a new object of virtual and test executor, and we will it is a constructor which is taking this API executor object. So we will pass here, and then we just use call. So call give our integer 0 or 1. Okay, if you press F3, if you are using Eclipse, then you can open this, and it is a return type of integer, right? So this way we can easily understand what we are doing. First we are just setting our test case, what we have to do, what test case we have to run, where my Excel file is putting, what the name of that Excel file, and where we have to store or store all the feature file, all the reports. So we will give that path here. What should be the report title? So report title should display here. If you go back, and if you can see, so this is API testing, this is the report which it display here, and then we have to execute. Okay, so in our latest version you can use this code, and they also mention same on this GitHub repository. So I just give this URL. You can just go and see their different code, how they are running the test cases. So in this video till now we have discussed how we can store and what the new API runner. Okay, now there are two more important feature in this framework has. So in every API we need to validate in every API testing we need to validate the response. So they mention 3-4 type of response how we can validate our response. So I have already created a separate video for data contact testing. You can just go and watch that video, and in this video what I am going to show you a new way how we can just validate our response. So there are two way: includes by path and CSV. Okay, so let me first show you includes by path. So how it will work. So they said in the response file, response given JSON path for JSON. Okay, so I will show you how we can use this and why we are using this. So let me close this test case and open a new test case, which is test case 4, and in this test case I will show you how we can use these two, includes by path and this CSV. So you can see includes by path. So what is the use of includes by path? So first we will see. So you can see there is a response file where we can validate our actual response, validate the expected response. Okay, and there is a new column which is named our response content. In this column what we do, we just copy and paste our, either we can use a file, we can keep our response in a JSON file and keep our framework. If we do not want to create a JSON file, we can use that response content. So in response content we can copy paste our actual response. So if I put this ID2 here, so I will get this type of response. Okay, and what I do, I just need to validate in my actual response. This is my expected response, and what I need to validate in my actual response. The ID should be 2 and title should be QA. Okay, if I have to validate this two field in my actual response which is coming from the server, so how I can validate? I can validate in this way. So what I do, I just give a JSON path which is a ID and title, and put a, you can see, put a semicolon here. Okay, if I will use 1, so I put in this way a JSON path. Here I am using a 2, so I give a semicolon here. Okay, so this way we can easily validate our response, either my response is coming correctly or not. Okay, so this is one way how we can validate our response. And there is another way which is a CSV. So in this CSV we can validate our response. What we do here, I am validating my response. I am validating two things in my response, ID and title. So here you can see this is a column, but what I need to validate, I need to validate ID and title. So I give that ID and title in this column. And what should be their value? So their value is, it is id is my integer, so I put I, and then put the id should be 2 and title is a QA. Okay, so this way we can validate our data. Okay, either we can use include by path, or either we can use CSV runner to validate our response. So CSV runner, we have this my header and this my value. Okay, to validate. Or there are different way to validate. There is a response file where we can validate. So I already created a video for that. You can just go and watch that, how we can perform data context testing by using this low code API runner and this framework. So let me just save this, and what I do, I just go here and put a 10 here and pass my Excel. So my Excel name is test4 and I will run this. Okay, and we will see the output. So how we perform. So you can see there how easily we can validate our response. So if you like, they have given multiple way to validate their response. What scenario you are doing and how you can perform that validation, it's up to you. So let me, my test has been executed successfully. Let me refresh this, and this is my 10 folder name, and first I will open my feature file. So in this feature file you can see here, so in this what is, so here what I'm doing here, let me open this. Okay, so in this we have this, we are verifying our verify API response SVC include. So ID should be 2 and title is a QA, which we have mentioned over here. So it has been run here. Okay, and for this let me open a HTML feature file over this, and we will see the report here. Okay, so you can see a 13 step has been passed. If I will go with 1, and if I expected JSON, actual JSON, so you can see this is the ID 2, and is this the expected and actual JSON come here. And if I will go to a second, then they are also showing here. Okay, so this is the way how we can use SCV response. Okay, so you can see the actual JSON is this which I have passed, but what I'm getting, this is the actual JSON is coming, and what JSON I have passed, I have given this ID2 and this QA, so they all mention all the information over here. Okay, so this way we can execute our test script by using this API low code API framework. And in this video we have seen how we can store our data, what is a new way for the API runner, and how we can validate our data using CSV. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please press like button. Bye bye, take care.